The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Probably not.
Because I don't want to watch somebody react to the Quinton thing. No, at what point... Oh, yeah, that's shit I was watching.
Fucking idiot.
Alright. I'd rather be watching those Afghans who fell off the planes than watch Quinton again, yeah.
At least they have a cool punchline.
Let me try to see if there's like an archive. Fuck. God damn it. Yeah. Archive.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is it. Alright. So you guys ready? This is Quinton reviews simping for ContraPoints. And
The laptop's going brrr. It's because it doesn't want to be here.
it does not want to be here. But it will do its fucking job. Okay. I'd rather watch the Taliban killing women in the name of feminism than this. Okay. So, long story short, ContraPoints was a tranny leftist YouTuber that was quote-unquote de-radicalizing people from the alt-right. Alt-right was a complete fucking bullshit scam, grift, psyop anyway, but, you know. And ContraPoints is a avowed socialist with corporate backing, who, if rumor is to be believed, snorted estrogen and cocaine through $100 bills. So...
That's the average fucking socialist mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Socialist Sigma grind set, dog.
Socialist Sigma grind set. There you go.
Sigma Rule 30. Get that cash.
Quinton hides how much he makes on Patreon. That does not surprise me.
Yeah, I didn't know that's something you could do. That seems kind of like... That sounds really sus, man. Just saying.
Alright, motherfuckers.
If you didn't have something to hide, if you weren't part of that, like... that fat cat socialist group, you know, that's always super paranoid that everyone else wants them to starve. You want me to starve, don't you?
Starve. Yeah.
He turned us into fucking
Items
killers!
for 250. Lolly, what have you done to deserve this hell?
We have original sin. Something we did in the past pissed off God, and therefore we have Quinton reviews.
He turned us into fucking killers!
Let's listen to him simp for Contra for a little bit. Just a little bit.
Quinton, where did you hide Contra's pickled penis? Answer the question, Quinton.
Years and years ago, I was an anti-SJW grifter living in my mother's basement, dreaming of flying off to California to go ahead and meet my fellow skeptics. And if anything, meeting those people for real pushed me further away from them than anything else could. There's something about seeing a vast sea of pale, chubby YouTubers with beards born out of their lack of motivation to shave, and all of them wearing clothes which don't quite fit their bodies, which makes one question, why does my personal ideology seem to appeal almost exclusively to people who look like me, people who act like me, and most importantly, people who live like me? The realistic background of my beliefs was that they were born from a lack of context of the outside world. I lived in a basement, I spent all my time making slightly edgy movie reviews for YouTube, and I rarely ever talked to anyone other than myself. Going to VidCon made me look at people and say, you're real, I have to talk to you like you're real, and
The Devil's Circus.
Yeah. Quinton legit fucked over every single person he was slightly nice to for the sake of progress.
It's almost like every YouTuber is a weird fucking groomer. And if you don't conform to their standards, you're not part of the cool kids club.
Yep. Big Joel makes $3,600 on Patreon. Kill me. Yep.
True.
Hassan Piker bought a fucking $3 million mansion, and these people insist, no, I'm a proletariat. I'm a proletariat. I'm a worker just like you.
You want me to starve, don't you?
You want me to starve! Holy shit, that fucking Hot Diggity Demons video was so on the...
Can't believe how on point it is.
It is fucking scary how on point that was.
I have to work to understand you like you're a real person. It made modern social issues a lot more legitimate to me and made me care a lot more about the real world, and thus made all of the petty nonsense that I was seeing going on in my own community feel a lot less worthy of my time. And it was because of VidCon last year that I met Natalie Wynn at the Cheesecake Factory, and having absolutely no idea who she was, I decided to go home and binge.
Fransport Coppola for $1. I used to grift for anti-SJWs, but now I grift for socialist she-males and washed-up e-girls. Also, I bought one of Quinton's plushies, and it's currently in a clean glass jar. I think you guys know what happens next. Holy fuck, dude.
I used to grift for grifters, but now I grift for the people getting paid.
Yeah. I'm a socialist. I deserve a mansion because capitalism sucks.
She is our dark queen, our glorious mother and comrade. All hail ContraPoints, for she shall lead us out of dark.
Communist with corporate backing.
Literally.
I am never going to not beat that point into the fucking dirt. Communist with corporate backing.
Socialism contradicts itself in many ways, Ed boy.
Exactly. Shoda died.
I've never been alive, really.
Yeah. Bro, you good? You talking about Quinton? No, he is not good right now.
No, he's not.
Darkness.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory.
Natalie Wynn is a leftist content creator who discusses issues in the world and online. Now, usually when I talk about content creators I like or dislike, I look at sort of an evolution of their content from
I didn't know about the corporate backing part. She had merchandising deals.
Literally.
She had so many fluff pieces from corporate journos. If you are a legitimate revolutionary, none of the big names will talk about you in a positive light. That is the truth. If you are a legitimate threat to the system, they will make you go away. Natalie, ContraPoints is such a fucking grifter. And then was eaten alive by her own audience because of the exact fucking bullshit she tried to push. Where it's like, hey guys, maybe you don't let in grown men that are blatantly exploiting the trans bathroom laws to molest women into the bathrooms. And they fucking ate her alive for that. Even though everyone was telling her the exact same thing when she was pushing the trans crap. This is going to be exploited.
from start to finish. But because some of Natalie's content is constructed to be a point of discovery and other videos are more intense and insighty, it's probably best to study her instead in the order that you would be recommended viewing her. One of the first ContraPoints videos I saw was her classic piece Incels, which analyzes the online movement of men who believe that they are celibate involuntarily and are thus to some extent oppressed. The video is easily one of the best video
Incel shit is also such a fucking psyop, I'm not even kidding. Like, every single thing about the incel shit I look at, it's like, dude, this is fake as fuck. Either it's people that are, like, playing shit up and joking, or they're feds. There's no in between. Derek Chauvin did nothing wrong for $1. Cowboy Bebop, Jared Genesis plays Spike. Low Tier God plays Jet. The woman who wants to fuck the Spyro villain and married the guy who molested her niece plays Faye. Carol plays Ed, and Ein is a puppy.
Ein is a puppy.
Oh.
ContraPoints has 13,478 Patreons at $2 minimum and is making $26,956 a month, so a gross pay of $323,472 a year before corporate backing.
Yep. And she is not donating a fucking cent.
No.
She can post any receipt she wants of a charity, but I guarantee that's going to a special fund of the charity, which buys all of her merchandise.
It buys her tax write-off.
It buys her tax write-off. It buys this, it buys that. I guarantee that money's going straight back.
Yep.
It's like, no, these fucking people have no fucking principles. It's like, no, it's always the same excuse. Always. It's the fucking same excuse every time.
essays of the decade, and arguably has done a lot to make the art form feel like something that should be taken more seriously by mainstream resources. The reason that the incel video is so highly regarded and great is that she manages to cover it from two perspectives. The first is the obvious misogyny behind the movement, that it exists off of the pretense that a woman's single role in a man's life is as a sexual partner, and the active perception of various women in the movement are based entirely around if they're fuckable and
You say there's no way incels could possibly be real, but I'd say there's no way an entire video of Quinton simping for ContraPoints could be real, but here we are. That's a good point. But my point is, like, the whole incel thing always feels like... Anytime I hear anybody talk about it as, like, it's a legitimate problem, I honestly am just like, why the fuck do you care?
It's nature, dog.
It's like, yeah, some dude spent too much time on the internet and went crazy. That's literally any demographic for any subject ever. There are black supremacists that have went crazy and shot people. No one fucking cares. Fransport Coupler for $1. Quinton is right, guys. Contra can save the internet. I watched a couple of his videos and it inspired me to join Hamas. Also, I'm not convinced Contra is a phony trained and grifting off the clout. Also, Timothy McVeigh did nothing wrong. You're not convinced Contra is a phony? Because, she's a phony. Anyone that claims to be
Look
a
at that.
social... like.
Look at the phony on that face.
Like, I'm sorry, guys. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it's the truth. Anyone claiming to be a socialist and has the money that someone like ContraPoints has is not a fucking socialist.
Right.
You are a fucking grifter making money off idiots, and you know they're idiots. You know they're a bunch of dumb coffee shop workers fantasizing about finally getting to kill their boss. That's all it ever is. Like...
Just buy a house.
Exactly. It's like, these people are fucking phonies.
And social groups, and the community standard of disputing this and saying that every single virgin in America has some certain quality about their physical appearance which is unchangeable and will thus make them alone forever and ever, only makes it less likely that they'll ever get around to becoming self-actualized, and thus they'll probably never pop the cherry. I promise you this entire video isn't just going to be me restating Natalie.
I'm not convinced she's not a phony transsexual. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it was a typo what I read then. Yeah.
She's not even a real woman. You think she's
Opinions,
a real
but in a less
Yeah.
interesting way. But I think it's generally important to point out how her videos are often made with deeper points that no one really asks her to include, which I think is a mark of her content which makes her a lot more interesting than other channels. Also, it's pretty important that in this part of the video that I discuss her content as much as I can, because in part 2 I'm mostly going to be talking about YouTube trends and the algorithm and stuff like that, and it might seem like I've forgotten about her for a bit. Out of all the topics that Natalie has covered in her series, the most well-known of these has almost certainly been her discussions of the LGBTQ community. Many of these videos just scratch the surface in a way which will likely appeal to people who don't have many resources to be told about these things openly, but she's been known for taking deep dives into the psychology of many involved with these communities. Outside of this, Natalie's content often focuses on the rise of white supremacist and general fascist culture online and in the real world.
AKA, you said nigger on Twitter, therefore you're doomed to be a Nazi.
Exactly.
It's like, that's literally what it comes down to.
It's fate, bro. It's
Yeah.
fate.
Yeah, literally. Quentin talking about incel shit when he has the most sexless aura I've ever seen. There you go.
Time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. H-Bomber Guy, an anti-capitalist, has 10,622 patrons at $2 minimum. It's $21,000 a month, so gross pay of $254,000.
It's a fucking
Feeling
killer!
dread yet? Exactly. They bitch about capitalism and they actively profit in a way none of us will ever see.
I can complain about it all I want because I've already exploited the system.
Exactly.
One
One of her characters, which she has been playing for a long time, is the Nazi, who is, well, a Nazi. The joke of her character is that despite clearly...
Fransport Coppola for $1. Sorry, autocorrect. What I meant to say was I'm not convinced Contra is even a real tranny. Okay. The way she talks about dysphoria is in no way how trans people talk about dysphoria. Like, it's really a psychological, painful experience, and she glorifies it. Well, at that point, I don't know, because she seemed to have taken it pretty far.
What can you do to get more money?
Yeah. It's a thing where it's like, I'm willing to believe she genuinely has it, because she's actually gotten angry at a lot of the trans trenders. Where it's like, hey, you know, I'm clearly a 400-pound dude with a big-ass beard, but I'm going to claim I'm a woman so I can stare at children in the fucking swimming pool, that kind of thing. You know, in that level, I will think that, yeah, there might be a legitimate gender dysphoria. But a lot of the other shit, it's like, no, you're fucking fake, dude.
ContraPoints is just a clearly superior gymquisition.
Yeah. H-Bomber Guy covered for his friend's rape. Yeah, I believe that.
That's where all that money went.
being a fascist and even dressing up like one, many of the characters on the show outright refuse to admit that she is alt-right. Where the character comes too close to home is when she will end up actually quoting modern white supremacist rhetoric word for word, petitioning for a white homeland and claiming that representation is oppression against white people, while the centrist characters refuse to decry this as Nazism because when the character is asked if she's a Nazi, she says,
No, of course not.
Through this, Natalie criticizes not.
Oh god. This is actually painful. So, the whole thing with, like, you know, representation is oppressing white people, no one fucking says that.
Right.
No one says that. They only say that if a show directly says, fuck white people. And at that point, why would you not say, hey, that's kind of fucked? Yeah, it's like, why would you not say, hey, man, that's kind of fucked up. Why are you going that far? And, like, the way that's kind of mixed in, where it's like, yeah, cheering for a white ethno-state along with representation is bad. It's like, Richard Spencer was a fucking Fed, dude. Like, a Fed. Everyone knows he is a fucking government agent. No one actually argues for that crap.
Well, Adams for 250. What's that starving thing from?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What's the starving thing from?
Are you talking about Contra? Because, I mean, that's...
So it's probably Contra points.
Yeah, there you go. The N-word sayers are the biggest threat to the West. And yet, breadtubers thought that people like Ben Shapiro are taking over America. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, yeah, Ben Shapiro is the big threat to the country. Fuck you.
It's wrong. Specifically, her fake show, The Freedom Report, is an overt parody of Dave Rubin's The Dave Rubin Report, which Natalie rightfully criticizes for featuring extremist talking points without having on guests who would then challenge those points, such
He did that shit all the time, to the point that it was basically a fucking fence-sitter. You goddamn clown.
as herself. But out of all the characters that Natalie has envisioned for her show, perhaps the most fascinating is Tabby, a representation of Natalie's issues with how the left tends to present itself.
Death to capitalism! Hail Satan!
Now, I feel like I'm in a weird position with this character, where I know that she was intended to mock the public image that the left often has, and yet I unironically love everything about her. I think that in a world where so many in the trans community are victims of acts of violence in the West, there's something so cathartic about a trans woman who carries around a bat and makes Nazis shit themselves and run away.
Except that never happens. You know what they all do instead? They go straight into the women's restroom and start diddling children. That's what happens, Quinton.
No, they beat some innocent dude in the back of the head with a bike lock and then run away whenever someone starts retaliating.
Pretty much. When the 17-year-old kid starts opening fire with the AR-15, they call it a national tragedy. But when some meth-addicted fuck sneaks up on a dude and puts a bullet in the back of his head because he wore a red hat, all of a sudden that dude had his own reasons. That was complicated. Fuck you.
41%.
It's like, fuck you. Jesus Christ, I hate these
throwing out
people.
statistics now. We reached that part of the stream.
Yeah.
Truth is marching on. Death to capitalism and the patriarchy, smash the binary, hail Satan. Ow!
It's because
Maybe Contra actually is a woman because he's not funny. I'm going that far.
If it ever gets to 56%, people fucking implode.
Oh boy.
Come on, guys. You're thinking too low. Let's go for 80%. Woo!
It's easy to see why his content is so shitty when he believes this is the cream of the crop. It's so fucking, like... It's so fucking basic, bitch. I have so much money. Look at me just throw everything at the screen. Like, no joke. If he didn't have the fucking neon lighting, this is just an Onision video.
Right.
And that wasn't impressive back in 2008.
You think he propositioned her to be in his fucking VidCon video?
Oh, I guarantee there's a restraining order. You had to take this video down quick, because everyone's like, dude, what the fuck?
Right. Stop simping.
I mean, we just think Death Squad should be an amendment. Kind of is, second.
ContraPoints is hot until she opens her dumb fucking mouth.
Pretty much. So funny how ContraPoints, Philosophy Tube, and H-Bomber keep their communist-loving salaries hidden. Exactly! It's the, what, do you want me to starve Fat Cat every single time? God, that was so fucking, like, I'm actually shocked.
Starve?
I am so fucking shocked.
He turned us into fucking killers!
What do you want? That I should starve? You want me to starve, don't you?
A YouTuber who cares about their topic, who
Jacob Geller made a video about how communists restricted what is considered art because of the power it had over culture, and so the collective psyche of people. Exactly. Mm-hmm. The first thing tyrants do is make sure that comedians can't make fun of them.
Hitler did the same thing. They
literally
sat there and they collect a bunch of shit and they put it in a museum, and only the stuff they consider art is allowed to be in there because that's what they want to cultivate.
Yeah. They will rewrite history to make sure you don't remember it.
Exactly.
And that's why listening to these fucking retards spurg about, like, man, communism is so great, fuck the exploiters. Your definition of exploiter is your manager asking you to cover a shift on the weekend.
Right.
You are not a fucking coal miner. You are not a fucking factory worker. You don't know what it's like to be exploited. You are a spoiled fuck.
Your version of being exploited is having the option to say no to somebody and being too much of a coward to say no.
My landlord takes rent money and doesn't work, therefore he's exploiting me. You chose to rent, dumb fuck.
spends months researching it and perfecting it and makes something actually good, can never truly compete with some talentless jackass who knows absolutely nothing about the topic he's covering and can post whenever he wants because his videos have no substance. People who actually care and are actually smart and actually put effort into their content.
You made an hour and 10-minute long video about Garfield. You made a 46-minute video spurging about not being able to go to a fucking convention. Paul Joseph Watson is kind of a stupid fuck in his own way. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a cringy motherfucker who's trying way too hard to be relatable and memey and all that shit.
Did McCarthy died?
But at the very fucking least, he knows when to talk like a fucking adult. He's willing to talk about dark shit. You review iCarly.
Yeah.
I don't even want to sound like this much of an asshole, but it's really...
You're holding part 2 of iCarly Ransom on Patreon.
Like, who the fuck do you think you are?
He's the oppressed. He's the minority. Look at that face. It's the face of a minority.
Like, honestly, who the fuck does he think he is? Yeah, we're gonna talk about culture and bring people over to the left. You talk about children's shows, people half remember.
He legitimately thinks he's the oppressed.
Holy fuck.
In his house that he owns.
Yeah.
I've always had a hard time competing with channels who can just download a BuzzFeed video, put it in Premiere,
BuzzFeed, the bastion of the right.
Edit pauses into it, dub their voiceover, claim that the video represents all of that political topic.
You literally do the same thing. You just did that with the Paul Joseph Watson shit.
You've been doing it with Contra too.
That is literally what you do, you stupid fuck.
Host it the same day, and repeat that about 4 times a week. Essentially, imagine if you lived in a world where for every topic you ever wanted to discover more about in
your life, Paul Joseph Watson? Not even particularly.
I don't like Paul Joseph Watson at all.
Yeah, it's like once in a blue moon he'll make a video where it's like, you know what, he's got a point. Other than that, it's like, no, I don't like the obnoxious meme shit. It drives me nuts.
Why is he attacking Leafy?
I don't know.
My man has a fucking Lambo, dog. Leave him alone.
For the longest time, when I Googled trans, I didn't get intelligent news reports or scientific studies or perspectives of trans people or even people who knew trans people. I got a 5'2" middle-aged Lego man at some college campus going out of his way to confuse his audience into not being able to respond to his arguments, which frankly didn't make any sense.
Why can't you identify as 60? What is the problem with you identifying as 60?
Except there was an actual case of a grown-ass man claiming he is a 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
And then he went and got adopted, quote-unquote, by a family with young children.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, you goddamn retard.
Dreams literally paid the bills.
You're right. Age is significantly less important than gender. You can't magically change your gender. You can't magically change your sex. You can't magically change your age.
So legally.
Like, Ben Shapiro is a stupid fuck who's like a sellout neocon bitch. But yeah, he's not wrong.
What, do you want him to starve?
Yeah, do you want Ben Shapiro to starve? Quentin? Do you just hate Jews?
You just hate Jews, Goyam?
Yeah. Remember when Hassan Piker said America deserved 9/11 and nothing happened? He still earns money. Exactly.
What, do you want Hassan Piker to starve?
So was Walt Disney not a Nazi or an anti-Semite? No, that's complete.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, that was bullshit.
She's doing a lot of complaining for someone wearing a lot of excess clothes.
What's her relationship with her father? I'm curious.
She's wearing a choker, so not good.
Change it. People recognize.
You can't legally change your age, by the way.
Wow. You can't change your birthday, so you can't change your gender. Left wing destroyed. Debating the way Ben Shapiro does is the intellectual equivalent of starting an argument with someone and then pointing a laser pointer in their face so they're too distracted to respond, and then turning to a third person and saying,
have you ever seen one of the fucking, like, breadtube people debate people? They literally just talk in the middle of when someone's trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah, all anyone does is try and talk over someone else.
Exactly. The whole idea of debate is so fucking stupid. Like, you're screaming at each other on the internet. It doesn't fucking matter. You're not a fucking philosopher. You're a bunch of retards milking in fucking shekels.
Spartan Killer 456 for 10 buckaroos. Have you guys seen It's a Woke World After All yet? Also, Defunct Land has a video detailing Disney Animation's transition to a union shop and now how betrayed Walt felt with his best friend leading them.
Yeah, they fucked him over.
see, their argument doesn't even make sense. I mean, I don't even have to tell you that Ben Shapiro argues in bad faith, because it's his own explanation of what he tries to do.
So the only other reason that you should ever have a conversation or be friends with anyone on the left is, and not even be friends, is if you are in public in front of a large audience, and then your goal is to humiliate them as badly as possible. That is the goal of the conversation. The goal is not to convince the person. The goal is not to make friends with that person. The conversations that are going to make...
That's literally...
That is literally true.
That's literally what they teach you to do in a debate class.
Yeah, you don't go into a debate trying to change someone's mind because the other person's already made up their mind that they're correct. It doesn't. You could literally point out every bit of fact, show them in front of their face why you are correct, with an actual living example right in front. Their job is to just ignore it.
Yeah. You're not trying to convince them, you're trying to convince the audience. As stated, leftist debaters do this shit all the time. Destiny is infamous for it. But that's because he's a debater. That's what he does. Like, he admits to it because, yeah, it's a tactic you use to win the argument. Mm-hmm. It's not about convincing anybody or showing how right you are. It's about winning an argument. That's why it's fucking stupid.
Make the most difference on campus are the ones where you're in public in front of large groups of people or with a camera nearby, and your goal then is to make these people look as bad as possible.
The difference between ContraPoints and Ben Shapiro is that ContraPoints argues for the sake of helping the other side and the uninformed understand the topics, and Ben Shapiro makes arguments for the sake of confusing the other side to convince the uninformed that his argument is exclusively the only one that makes sense.
I thought you liked Garfield, Quentin.
ContraPoints has a Nazi straw man talking about how black people in Star Wars kills white people. You fucking stupid fuck.
Now wait a minute. Maybe Contra's onto something.
Like, yeah, sure, ContraPoints never strawmans anybody or obfuscates an argument. Fuck. God, this shit's so gay.
Comic Drake makes $318 a month with only 69 patrons, so they pay an average of $460. You couldn't pay me that much to watch one of his comic vids.
Exactly. You don't release a diss track to convince the other guy he's full of shit. It's to convince everyone else he's full of shit. Exactly.
Exactly. And I want to get into her pants. Exactly.
Yeah. I say we give both debaters a knife. The one who survives wins the argument. Full ANCAP, motherfucker.
Full ANCAP.
Ben Shapiro's sincere even when he sells out. Nah, he's a fucking whore. He's all for money.
He has fat bags of cash.
I'm willing to say both sides are bad. It's just right now I'm more angry at Quinton.
I'm angry at Quinton because Quinton is the one making his one-sided argument.
Quinton is blatant. Like, the reason I'm so mad at Quinton isn't even the fact that he's like talking about left-wing shit. It's that he's trying so hard to convince you this shit's cool when he doesn't even believe it himself.
Nah, he's just grifting.
Exactly. Like,
once ContraPoints fucking goes and like grifts to the other side of the spectrum, he'll follow.
He did. When she did the whole like turf thing, quote unquote. Yeah. Where it's like, hey, you know, where it's like, hey, fuck all the people pretending to be trans when they're not really trans. Quinton did a whole thing where he disavowed and was like, I'm so sorry I ever recommended her. It's like, you're not even going to try to stand by her. Like, no. The whole, like, well, we'll listen to what they say and we can talk about this. You fucking abandoned your fucking waifu the minute it became inconvenient. You don't believe in any of this shit.
He's only a surface level husbando, man. He's just there for the aesthetic.
Yeah. You are not Kazuma Kiryu, who has abs like a god. You are the fucking weak-willed little bitch.
You're dumpy.
Yeah. You have no principles. It's all about the money. It's all about the clout. It's all about the algorithm shit. Yeah. And that's that crap I can't stand.
Quinton said he walks for the equivalent of black people. I mean...
Sense. That's why when someone in his own party simply asked him to explain his perspective, he threw a hissy fit, called them a liberal, and stormed out of the show. In the same way that a baby has a low tolerance for pain, Ben Shapiro has a low tolerance for...
You played with Legos when people ripped into you for fucking over other people during a Star Wars video. You were playing with Legos because someone made fun of your shitty Disney product and you didn't know how to handle it.
You gotta stand by your waifu no matter what. Exactly, that's what being a good husbando is.
Like, every single time Quinton is calling somebody else a man-child, I was like, you made an hour and 10-minute long video about Garfield. You talked about iCarly.
You made a video entirely dedicated to the fact that you couldn't go to a convention to be with your fake online friends.
Holy fucking shit. Oh, God. Since a call for $3, great fucking Berserk vids. I'm still trying to get my hands on Berserk volumes at a decent price. Scalpers fuck everything up. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be bad for a while, dude.
I already pre-ordered the next copy of Young Animals, so that's supposed to come.
That's the best.
Yeah. That's what he's pissed about, not as much as making other people. Yeah.
Quinton, please get rid of the big dick energy shirt, please.
So Quinton is most English teachers. Yeah, in a lot of ways.
For actual discourse. And that's why the other side seems so hesitant to attack Natalie or to even mention her. There's no single sentence witty comeback that universally destroys a ContraPoints video. There's no way to...
Here's one. Communist with corporate backing.
Yes. Vosh makes $1,871 a month, lower than I thought, but I assume he gets a lot from Twitch donations.
Yeah. He gets a lot more money than people think.
Yeah.
Pause her or cut her up or put her out of context and misrepresent her arguments. And even if you could pull that off, it would only end with your fans actually watching her, and then they wouldn't be your fans anymore because...
Lolly, are you libertarian? I'm of the belief that if you're a suit and tie asshole talking about how you need to be in charge of things, they need to bury you.
I'm a libertarian, because I want a tank.
A tank would be cool. Where did you pre-order the next volume of Young Animal? I literally had to make an account on the Japanese version of Amazon.
Yeah.
But I got it, and it's coming. It's going to be fucking dope.
Because her content is actually good. I wanted to highlight what is, in my opinion, the best example of a bad commentary channel trying to epically destroy Natalie. It's called Why ContraPoints is the New Anita Sarkeesian. Honey, it's 2019. Get a new boogeyman.
The man who complains about internet Nazis says.
Quinton, it's 2020. Get a new boogeyman.
Yeah. Hey, Quinton. How does it feel?
To be a bitch.
High budget video with neon, a lot of makeup, very working class, I assure you. Exactly. Liberals were denied a character building beating in high school and were witnessing the fallout. A punk out of line needs to be treated as such or everybody loses.
Yes.
I just hate fake rebels. Exactly. It's like, if you're gonna do it, be a fucking man and do it.
Be an actual rebel, bruh.
Current year, Lamau. Yeah, it's like... And the thing is, like, the person he was making fun of, like, they're a legitimate spurg, too. That was part of the whole skeptic shit. No one denies that they're fucking retards, too. But that's the thing.
At least they're not hypocritical, G. I mean, they're probably big hypocrites.
Some of them are.
Or they're probably big, super duper big hypocrites.
But the thing is, Quentin, do you know what side of the political spectrum that guy was on? He says he's a liberal just like you. You're all a bunch of fucking hypocrite grifters.
Don't call anyone honey ever again, Quentin. Yeah, that's grounds for sexual harassment, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, bro.
Rage for the machine. Exactly. Also, Anita was a good comparison. She was also being put on a pedestal by the mainstream despite not being an actual gamer. Yeah, because it's like it's the thing that drove me nuts when Anita was relevant, where like everyone's like, well, why are you making fun of her? All you're doing is giving her power. She was in the gaming industry before people were making fun of her. Right. She was holding conferences and everything. Like, there was a reason people were genuinely worried about the amount of shit she was doing. And now look, she's a fucking scam artist that ran away with thousands of dollars, and everyone that ever once defended her looks like a massive fucking idiot. Were the people that were making fun of her going too far? Absolutely. It got to the point where they were blatantly milking a cow and didn't actually give a shit. But to defend her is literally defending the snake oil salesman, because he swears up and down, no, my hair grew. When I put it on my head, my hair grew. No, it didn't.
Why are you still bald?
Yeah, why are you still bald, bitch?
The internet has become a dark, infected place, which has the power to both entertain and indoctrinate. And for us to have any chance of fixing this, to have any possibility of making the internet anything more than a burning dumpster fire, there's something you have to do.
Your job is not to police freedom.
Did she ever finish Tropes vs. Women? No. She ran off with the money. Just like Zoe Quinn did.
We got, like, what, 2 videos in?
Yeah. I'm from Ukraine. Communists can totally only work in totalitarian states. This people, Lolly, Google, Operation Visla. My grandparents are victims of communism. This man is stupid. Exactly. Well, it's first world rich bitches complaining is like, well, this is the new thing we're all supposed to complain about, so, you know, why does everyone care so much? It's like, because you're a fucking idiot.
Have to subscribe to ContraPoints. And you can't just stop there. You have to bring Contra to your friends, your family, your enemies, everyone. Show it to your teachers, your crush, your weird uncle who makes you uncomfortable at family get-togethers. Print it on a cake. Put posters around your town. Scribble it on the side of an egg before slamming it on the head of your local fascist. Because ContraPoints has the power.
Yeah, guys, debate people and be mature. By the way, throw eggs at the ones you don't like.
Right.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Jesus Christ.
Sure, it actually means black dick endorsement. Loki confesses his fantasies of being cucked by a big black bull. Bring back buck breaking. Being back buck breaking.
Whoever wrote that, I'm very proud of you.
To save people. And if we can bring that power to the masses, then we all win.
It's only a dark.
I'm just realizing as I film this that this video is probably going to be my most intellectually upfront and honest video I've done in a while.
You literally trade people like they're fucking Pokemon. You piece of shit.
It's true.
Fransport Coppola for $1. Online leftists hate commodification, yet they're commodified the idea of inclusion, being gay, being trans, not being white, being fat, the idea of being socialist. They should commodify the act of drinking paint thinner. It's the only value you can bring.
Into fucking killers!
You're not wrong. Donnie Burnett for $1. There's a thing with Zoe Quinn with a fatal consequence. Yeah.
True. Literally.
Like, holy shit, that dude actually really hit the nail on the head. Yeah. These people are praising Stalin and Mao and all this shit because they think it's the next corporate trend. And how fucking ironic is that? You buy iPhones made by slave children in China and you blame capitalism for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I've been
Little
lying
China
in my
children can only
content,
play
but it's
games
more
for
that
1
I've been
hour
taking
a
a
week.
huge
Yep.
piece of my personality and sort of putting it on simmer for about 6 months. You know, just putting little Easter eggs and little references here and there. But I guess this one's pretty mask off. Relationship ended with the commentary community. Now BreadTube is my best friend.
Cut to next year, and he literally complains that BreadTube doesn't like him, and he's trying to find a new group of friends.
Literally.
I'm not kidding. It was
He
part of
complains that no one wants to do videos with him, and he's like, I don't understand why.
It's
and
like
he got shit all over for it.
Jesus Christ.
He called a grifter 30 trillion times.
Okay, I'm fucking done with this shit. We're going back to the lolly. Here. We're back to the lolly. I gotta make sure that we're actually. Oh, one sec. Okay, that should be better. Oh, here, I don't want it all the way. There. Holy shit. Like. Okay, yeah, we should be alright. Yeah, it's gonna echo for a little bit until I turn it down. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, okay, we're good now. Yeah, like, okay, not even gonna lie, this has been a draining one.
Did you see the Ghislaine Maxwell list was leaked?
Yep. No one cares.
Yeah. We all know everyone's a bunch of pedophiles.
Yeah, literally. It's like, we already knew.
We're just too drained to do anything about it.
Like, everyone knew, dude. Holy shit. This has been an ordeal. Dig Dig Clutch for $2. Quinton likes boys.
He turned us into fucking killers!
Oh, God. You could have. You could have had video games.
You could have had video.
But instead we decided, you know what? We're gonna do like what the special boys who do all the fancy edumacation videos where they talk about the goofy fucks on the internet and they put their balls in a tit and twist fucker. You know, to quote the great Shorzy.
Twit fucker.
Yeah. But instead we decided, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and give our boy Quinton his fair shake. And not only did we not have fun, we actively have, like, I have grown to hate the man. At first I was apathetic and was just like, you know what, fuck it, you know, just some YouTube dude, who gives a shit. Mm-hmm. Now I actively think he is a manipulative piece of shit. Just...
Because he is.
Yeah, just doing that stupid video where all he was doing was trying to make jokes and be like, haha guys, we're all together. You know, we're all in VidCon together. All it did was make me think, you are a piece of shit. Like, you trade people like they're fucking... I'm trying to find the right words for it, but it's like, he literally doesn't take any relationship he forms seriously. Like, it is the epitome of the mundane Matt, follow the algorithm at all cost mindset. It doesn't matter what you burn. It doesn't matter who you throw under the bus. So long as you get that one extra subscriber, it's what matters. Mm-hmm. There's a reason we are so unapologetic about what we say on this. Because we want people to know, if you're coming to watch us, it's not going to be something that, you know, you're always going to feel comfortable with. We're gonna be loud, we're gonna be opinionated, but we want that to be upfront and honest.
I'm only opinionated about the Scativerse, and you know it.
Exactly. Like, we will be goofy, and then we'll be screaming. That's all you gotta know.
I don't care about someone with the fucking half-life of another 2 years left before he blows his brains out.
Exactly.
The Pie Master for $2. Now watch the car movie next stream. Fuck off.
I will actually kill myself.
Fuck out of here. Give him his fucking money back. Tell him to kill himself. Fuck you. Kill yourself.
He treats his friends as business opportunities rather than genuine relationships.
Because
exactly.
that's all they are to him.
Exactly. It's like...
Champagne College communist.
Yeah.
Yakuza 3 Hardstring.
Yeah, there you go. Quinton abandoned all his old friends and wonders why nobody likes him. Exactly, because people pick up on that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, the reason nobody trusts you is because you never do anything that lets people believe you're worthy of being trustworthy. Like, dude, you are a fucking asshole.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And I'm gonna lie, that I couldn't even be like, oh, haha, that's so cringe with the ContraPoints thing. It genuinely felt malicious and manipulative and disgusting. Like,
listen, man, it's using someone else's name to gain popularity. It's like having a knockoff logo. It's like having a shitty fake Apple logo.
Yeah. And he would go on to fuck that person over later.
Yeah.
And throw fucking ContraPoints on the bus. If you're gonna shill for your commie tranny, at the very fucking least, have her back.
They did clutch for $2. What about AVG and movie Steam stream?
He turned us into
At least
fucking
James really
killers!
cared.
Sure. None of these people have any talent, and they should not be making anything.
But James cared. I'm giving him that.
I don't care how much he cared. He shouldn't be making movies.
Yeah. Pretty sure he called John Sean a racist to capitalize on John Sean's huge following. Yeah, because that was right after the Desmond
He got shit
thing.
on for it.
Yeah.
I could have been playing Monster Hunter Stories. You could have.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, Quinton was so desperate to do the whole bread tube thing, yet all he needed to do was be like, yeah, I like those people, and keep all of his politics out of his videos. People would have liked it just for the fucking videos, and he could have just been like, yeah, I like those bread tube people, and pointed people at them.
I was going to say, he could have had his bread tube suggestion videos where it's like, here's these YouTubers you should follow.
Yeah.
ContraPoints. Ben Shapiro.
But that's what I mean. Like, if he was just apolitical and chill about the whole thing, people would actually have listened to him.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to pick sides because you could have the best of both worlds.
Yeah. You could have literally had it to where people go like, you know what? I think you're a chill dude, Quinton. I am going to check that person out.
But he's going for the cash cows, man. The cash cows only pay out when you're simping super hard for a specific side.
Yeah.